Well, hello. This is Kathleen Caldwell, founder of C-Suite Network's Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. I am so excited about today. Oh my goodness. We have on our back to school biz boot camp, Sheila A. Anderson. And Sheila Anderson is going to talk about the importance, how to enrich our personal and professional brand. Because, it's not only about us enriching our brand, but also enriching opportunities for our clients. Wow, great topic. Sheila, we can't wait to get you on here. However, I want to make sure that of course, I'm Kathleen Caldwell, founder of C-Suite Network's Women's Coaching and Consulting Council and the Women's Success Accelerator. And guess what? We have a new program called the Women's Corporate Coaching Success Accelerator starting in October. How to break in and crack the code on becoming a successful corporate coach. Can't wait to see you in that program. And I'm an author and speaker and just so delighted to be here because I am all about promoting, showcasing, highlighting awesome women like Sheila, who's here, and all of our women in our council, and just women in general. Because, when we promote and highlight and showcase and lift up, edify women, we also lift up our men, wonderful allies, our children, our communities, and the world. So that's my little soapbox there that I wanted to share with you. We have been in a boot camp for school because, the kids have been going back to school. So why shouldn't we? We must as well. Always working on our skills, our talents, our topics, the things that we're passionate about. So quickly, we have had, I'll just do a quick rundown of our topics. My goodness, this has been like getting a graduate degree in coaching and marketing and sales and visionary leadership. So we talked about our big why and our big why for our clients. We've got to have that so it helps keep us inspired, motivated, and set up as a visionary thought leader and trusted advisor. We also talked about powerful triplex listening. Oh my goodness, listening with your ears, your eyes, your heart, your soul, your passion, listening to everything that your client is saying, and most importantly, to what they're not saying. This was a great masterclass. We also then talked about monetizing your visionary thought leadership. How do you do it? It was super. And so we went on to our next day, how to have more coach consultant swagger. My goodness, it was a good topic too. And confidence was the number one attribute of swagger because we did the world's first coaching swagger survey, and confidence was the number one thing that came up as a definition of swagger. So watch that broadcast and you can find out more about that. And then to wrap up, we also then moved on to attraction marketing, talking about the benefits of who we are for our clients. What are the benefits to them of our relationship with them? Very powerful program. Then we moved on to savvy sales secrets, give yourself a raise. And I'm going to put a little teaser in there. I highly recommend stop calling yourself a coach. Okay. All right. Watch the broadcast to learn more about that. And then finally, mastering the enrollment conversation. Ladies, it means nothing to have great conversations and have feel-good relationships with potential clients unless you're able to master the enrollment conversation and be able to turn that prospect into a client. We go through all the steps in that broadcast. And then finally, yesterday's broadcast was all about how to finish 2020 strong and successful. What are the 4 key steps you need to take now so that you finish up the year really powerfully and set yourself up for 2023. Because as we talked about yesterday, the things you do now, the leading indicators, will turn into the lagging results in January. So want a great January? Focus on it now. So watch all those broadcasts because we've got our YouTube channel, and I'll talk more about that later. But our whole goal in our council is to help you be seen, heard, and richly rewarded. So, whether you're an author, whether you're speaking to large groups, speaking to small groups, I love to do all of it. And I know you do too. And we encourage you, get out there, be more seen in the world. And then, of course, hop on our YouTube channel. We've got all of the replays of our broadcasts. They're really powerful. I mean, this is a treasure trove of content where we're featuring all of our esteemed faculty. Okay. So finally, with all of that, woo, it's been a boot camp, really rewarding and really powerful. And I thank all of you for watching the replays and also attending live. It's been a really great opportunity. I also recommend do something like this for yourself. Put together a challenge. Contact me about how you can put together a challenge, a masterclass, a course for yourself. Get people involved, create content that monetizes. So with that, here we are, day 10 of 12. We could not be, and I could not be more pleased to showcase our dearest esteemed faculty member, Sheila Anderson. Sheila is going to talk today about strategies to enrich your personal brand. And I must say, Sheila is founder of Image Power Play. Ladies and gentlemen, she has written the book, if you can see this here, on the ICU method, the wonderful way to go in and have a comprehensive guide to branding and to really edify and elevate your brand. So with that, you can get Sheila's book on Amazon, really powerful. So Sheila, I'm going to turn the podium over to you because we've got a couple definitions that we wanted to get level set. And as you and I were preparing for our session today, we wanted to make sure everyone understood the kind of the textbook definition of brand and branding, and then we'll come off of the PowerPoint slides to feature you. Yeah. So would you, I can jump in, you can read the personal brand. I'll just jump in. Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and jump in?
Thank you. Okay, good. Yeah. So the definition, according to dictionary.com, I believe, of a personal brand is the perception or impression of an individual based on the overall experience people have with that person. So, wow, powerful. The impression or perception of an individual. Wow. Very amazing. Everything that we do and everything that we don't do. And of course, personal branding, the strategies used to create and influence public perception. Wow. And aren't we all going for that? A very positive public perception to have our brand meet the promises we make for our work, for who we are, for our charter in life, and all of those things. So with that, I'd like to present and bring to the podium Sheila Anderson to speak about how to enrich your personal and professional brand. So Sheila, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Kathleen. It's such an honor to be here and to be asked by you to share my thoughts on personal branding. So this is such a fabulous topic, one we've heard so much about. It's always in the news. People are always talking about it. So it should be nothing new. But what I think, you would ask for the definition of personal brand. And one of the things that I find that gets people confused is what is a personal brand versus what is personal branding. So they're two separate things, and people often interchange the two and maybe combine them and think they're the same. So if we look at the what a personal brand is, that's what's rooted in the minds of other people when they think of you. So what is that personal brand? You talked about it's that perception people have of you, what they think about you. So it's all that information, all that data that they've gathered from you that's rooted in their minds. So that's what personal brand is. But when people talk about personal branding, now that's that strategy that you have to have it's that effort to communicate who you are. So it's the strategy, it's being intentional with communicating. So the personal brand's already rooted in the minds of others. Personal branding is doing the strategy of elevating and communicating your personal brand. So that's the difference. I just wanted to throw that out there for people so they understand what the difference is. So oftentimes people think, well, personal branding is about self-promotion, and it is, and it isn't. It can be a little bit of both. So sometimes it gets a negative vibe about, well, it's just all about self-promotion and you can build yourself to whoever you want to be. And you can do that. However, it's if people will certainly find out afterwards if you have not been so true to about who you really are. So they find that out, they figure that out, and that can obviously damage your reputation and your personal brand. So there is, you have to be careful with that. So I found a wonderful definition on entrepreneur.com that I wanted to read you a quote. So I'm going to do that right now. And it says, talks about personal branding. It says, done properly, a personal brand can be much more than just self-promotion. It can be a personal and private exercise in establishing confidence, credibility, and courage, as well as help you define priorities and focus on those aspects of your life that you enjoy most. So I think your title for today, enriching your personal brand, has so much to do with what this definition on entrepreneur.com tells us. So again, it's not always about self-promotion. It's about looking and turning internally to figure out who you are as a person. What are your values? What are things that you stand for? What are strengths that you have? What can you bring to others that nobody else can? So, and it's really nice for us to look internally a lot of times to figure out who we are, and it helps us gain confidence in ourselves. It helps us build character, and it can just make us have a happier and richer life as well. So, I think that that is important for us to know. So, why care? Why do we care? Why should we even care that we have a personal brand? Like, I tell people the good news is we all have a personal brand, and then the bad news is we all have a personal brand. So it's up to us to own that experience that others have with you. So what can a personal brand do for you besides help you gain more confidence and clarity with who you are as a person? How can it add value to others? And what else can it bring you maybe in terms of monetary value? So I talk about gaining a return on image. So I have that trademarked. So if you think about what's your ROI on how you're showing up, and whether that's physically, like how you look on Zoom, how you look out in public, what does your website look like? How are you showing up online? All that type of stuff. So all that visual data people gather, and they form that perception of who you are. So why do you care? It can help drive business results for you. It can help you command higher fees as well, because people will recognize that you have value that you can bring to them, maybe better than anybody else can. So you can command a higher fee. It helps you stay top of mind. I have a saying that I tell people, people need to know you before they need you. And how do they find out about you? How do they know you if you're not out there promoting yourself or being seen, showing up in the community, showing up online at different events and workshops, and sharing your thought leadership on LinkedIn or the internet or someplace, or in podcasts, or with Kathleen's group. So people need to know you before they need you. So that helps you with your business and helps you with you personally. It can also help you create your dream life after you've figured out what your personal brand is. It just creates more harmony internally for you as well. So we'll talk about harmony here in a little bit. It can advance your career, and it also can increase your circle of influence, and you can just have a larger impact. So those are just some ways that why you should care about even having a personal brand. And perception of a personal brand is based on people's experience with you. It's based on the expertise that you showcase that you have. It's based on your competencies. It's based on the actions that they've had with you. And it can also be based on your achievements. Maybe you've earned some certifications. Maybe you've gotten some awards. Maybe you've written a thesis or something, or maybe you've written a book, something like that. And it's all those perceptions show up in your community. It shows up in your industry, in your marketplace. So those three areas, your influential areas, your community, your industry, and your marketplace, that's like your market pool. So they see all those different aspects of who you are. So that's just a little bit about like how perceptions are based, why you should care about it, what is a personal brand. So let's talk about enriching your personal brand. So I'm going to wrap this up with what is the definition of enrich? And it is to improve or enhance the quality or value of. To improve or enhance the quality and value of. And so that's what you're doing with your personal brand. So then I took the words rich out of the words enrich. And I thought, well, how can I love alliterations, right? Like, don't Kathleen, you like that as well. But so I took the word rich and how can that be used to build your personal brand? And where I start with everybody on personal branding is what are those words that you want to own in the minds of others when they think of you? And that's very often how you start building your personal brand. So whatever those words are, if you can come up with 1 to 3 words, that would be great. And a great exercise is to ask others, what are those words that you think about when you think of me or you've interacted with me? Or what do you see in me that maybe I don't see in myself? And those words help you figure out how you're coming across with your with your personal brand. So, and that's a way to start building your personal brand. That's your foundation. What are those words that you want people to think about? So if you are disciplined, every interaction with you has got to show that you're disciplined. Even how you're showing up on Zoom or how you're showing up in person, do you look disciplined? Does your environment around you look disciplined? All that is visual data that people use. So enrich, the R stands for being recognized and respected. So having a personal brand will help you be recognized and it will help you be respected. The I stands for identify. It's how you identify yourself and how people will identify you. It's how you showcase yourself to others. So you have to figure out what your identity is and how you can showcase that. And then C, we just talked about a little bit ago. It's once you build your personal brand, it helps you with confidence and it helps you build credibility out in the marketplace. And then the H stands for harmony. It's that being in an agreement with your actions, your opinions, your feelings, with everything, with how you're showing up, who you are as a person internally and how you show up externally. That all has to be in harmony because as I talked about at the beginning, if it's not, then there's going to be some doubt when people interact with you and it may not be believable with what you're telling them that who you are as a person. So I know that's a lot of information that I threw at you with personal branding. But I think it's so important for us to own that experience that others have with you and to think about how that helps you personally, how that helps you in your business, and what is that return on image or what is your ROI that you get from having a personal brand, and to really think about that and to be strategic about that. Because again, like I said, you have already a personal brand and it's up to you that you have to own that, because if you don't own that, people have already maybe made up something in their mind that may not be true or accurate. And you have to change that perception if that's not how you want to come across. So personal branding is, it's such a fun exercise. It's so interesting for all of us to think about how we're coming across and owning that experience that others have with you. So I absolutely want you to think about what are your 1 to 3 words that you want to own in the minds of others when they think about you. And that's the best place to start.
Sheila, awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh my goodness. Very, very powerful. So much. I can't wait to watch the replay because I'm going to be making notes and really engaged with, of course, I've done this exercise with you many times with my 3 words, but I'm going to deepen it again. And I think there's another way to look at things more with a fresh look, as to where, not necessarily where we've been, but where we're going.
That's
so
right.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think it's a good,
Yes.
you said something just really important that I just latched onto is it's a good exercise to do yearly, because
Yeah,
maybe your
absolutely.
goals have changed, or maybe it's, I kind of say do a BP check, a brand pulse check yearly to figure out, are you still coming across the way that you want to? Have things changed in your life that maybe you need to adjust how you want your perception, your personal brand to come across?
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Powerful, powerful. I called them platinum nuggets that you have just given us. So thank you very much. And we know everyone watching the replay, this is a great example of Sheila coming forward with all of her knowledge to share with each of you. Part of her personal brand is she keeps showing up and showing up and showing up as a person who's giving to you watching this program. So that's part of a personal brand, I think, is doing things for the higher good, for our legacy, for what we're passionate about, what we are bringing to the world as a body of work and knowledge. So Sheila, thank you. Oh my goodness, really excellent. Thank you. And we're just so we can wrap this up here, how can people reach you? And of course, we're going to put this on our social media posts, but tell folks what's the best way to contact you so they can learn more about your programs, your services, your offers, keynote speaking, my goodness, and everything that you're up to.
Yeah, thanks, Kathleen. So the best place to reach me and to find out my contact information is go to my website. You'll have links to my LinkedIn profile, my Facebook page. I'm active on Instagram. Those are kind of my main platforms, but go to my website, imagepowerplay.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn. It's Sheila A. Moore, Moore, Anderson with SON. So Sheila A. Moore Anderson is where you can find me on LinkedIn, and Facebook. Again, I'm on there as Image Power Play, a business page of our personal page, and Instagram is at Image Power Play. And buy my book
Excellent.
on Amazon.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And new books to come too, I'm sure. Yes. Yeah, really good. Yeah. When I grow up, I want to be like Sheila Anderson. That's it. Yeah, very good. Thank you. So wonderful, wonderful. We know that you got so many great ideas and so many strategic strategies on how to enrich. And Sheila, I love your definition, your acronym for the word rich. Love that. And particularly harmony, having harmony in all that we do. It makes life a lot easier, doesn't it? When everything's lined up, we're in alignment, and there's that brand consistency that people see. So, wow, thanks for bringing all of that to all of our watchers and viewers and listeners today. So thank you. Good. So let me go ahead, and I just want to finish up with just a couple slides. And, the branding, you've got it. It is so incredibly important. And, like we always do in the Women's Coaching and Consulting Council, we want you to think about what's your biggest takeaway from our time together. What's your biggest takeaway? And of course, what's your powerful next step? We are all about taking action in the council. It's all about moving forward. And so with that, tomorrow's program will be very powerful. Thursday, September 29th. Christina Di Giacomo, the founder of the Philosophers Council, is going to be bringing her wisdom to the Coaching and Consulting Council about how to attract more fellows into your business. If you're working with just women, we love that, but we're leaving out generally 50% of the population. So how do you attract, retain, and engage more men in your business? Yes, and we're always about evolutionary ideas here, of course. And then, of course, this Friday, we're going to wrap up our Biz Bootcamp with the very, very amazing Catherine Sellery, founder of the Conscious Parenting Revolution. My goodness, she's starting a movement. She's been working on this. She's going to kind of bring us behind the scenes on how she's building her brand and her business to really take advantage of global trends and how she's building it to last as a legacy business. You will be astounded at everything that she's doing. And we're going to focus on how you can do these things too. So how to grow and scale your business with a behind the scenes look. It's going to be great. And of course, as we finish up, we want you to join the C-Suite Network Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. We want you. We want to promote you, showcase and highlight you, give you a platform so that you can tell the world about what you're doing, and the world will be listening and waiting for you. So schedule a one-on-one with me, calendly.com, one word, Kathleen Caldwell. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Let's talk about your business, your life, how you can use our counsel to edify and amplify what you're up to. So with that, thank you so much. Big shout out, big kisses to Sheila again. Thank you. Thank you. It was a very powerful program as promised. So yes, Sheila, any parting words before we complete our time? Thank you again. It was great to have you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the platform that you give so many of us to share our thought leadership. So be sure, I'm going to take this time to promote you, right? Be sure to consider joining the Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. You will get so much amazing information and it will enrich your life and your business.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of love. Big kisses to all of you. We'll see you on campus in the council. Bye for now. Thank you.